go. Good. Briggs, let's go. Briggs, let's go. All right, so I want to highlight some of the markers, directional markers that I use with dogs when I teach them some off-leash skills. This is all remote collar training. And by directional markers, I mean that I don't want to teach the dog just a regular recall, which is his name and then come to me. That serves no purpose to me if I'm going to take the dog out on a trail or a hike, and I want to give the dog real full off-leash freedom, right? What I need to do is be able to navigate the dog. I want the dog to be able to tune into me. I want the dog to be able to focus on me when I give him a certain marker or a certain cue. I want him to look at me, to focus not on me, but to see what direction I'm moving in and to move in my direction. So I need to have markers, cues that tell him, hey, there's a change. I need to focus on where you're at, where you're standing, and the direction we're moving into. This is what I teach with these kind of directions. So we've got very simple cues here. We've got obviously the recall, which is the dog's name and come, right? But then we've got the let's go, and then we've got the over here. Now, the let's go is, for example, if I'm moving in one direction and I'm walking and I tell the dog, let's go, he may be heading in the opposite direction. If I do an about face and I say, let's go, I want the dog to realize we're moving in this direction. So it's not a recall. I don't need the dog to come to me. I need the dog to understand, focus in on me, take a look at the direction I'm moving in, and then come in that direction. Again, because it's not the recall, I don't care if he flies past me. Just head in my direction. The other one is the over here. And what that is essentially is that sometimes dogs get a little too far away from me. Sometimes they migrate a little to the left or to the right. And I want the dog to get a little closer to me. Maybe I'm walking in through a narrower space, or I see a distraction in the area, maybe another dog, and I want the dog to just get a little closer to me, narrow the proximity. So I will tell the dog over here, and that's going to signal to the dog, just get a little closer. Again, it's not the recall. I don't need the dog to come to me. I don't need the dog to come to me with the over here. I need the dog to understand, focus on me, and give into that cue. Give me the directional cue. Either move in my direction or just inch yourself a little closer to me, right? Briggs, let's go. Ridley, come. Sit. Good. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Briggs, let's go. Ridley, let's go. Good. Okay, Ridley, come. Good. Okay. Now the last marker is the okay, which is the release. That's what I teach my dogs. Again, don't get hung up on these words or these markers. You can do and say anything you want. Dogs don't understand English, so you can create any language you want. The point is that when you condition a certain cue, you want to make sure that it's the only one you use. There's no change in the cue. There's no conversation to it, because we tend to get a little too conversational with our dogs. So I don't want to say, Wrigley, come over here right now because I want you to just get a little closer to me. He's not going to pick up on that. You want to simplify it. This is why I stick to one or two words and that's it. And then I drill it into the dog until the dog understands exactly what that cue means, what that marker means. And that's what you want to do. And that's where a lot of people kind of fail and their off-leash skills kind of fall apart. They get too conversational with the dogs. They go into whole different freaking conversations. The dog gets lost, the dog gets confused, and then the behavior isn't conditioned in them, the cue isn't conditioned, and then it just all goes to pot. So you don't want to be able to do that, right? I don't want the dog to just run off in any full direction and then I have to call him each and every time. I want the dog to hone in on me. I need the dog to focus on me, to pay attention to where I'm at, and to pay attention to the direction that I am moving in, and then follow in that same direction. And I use all of these markers as navigations, as a way of navigating the dog from one section or one area to another. Okay, so I hope that this helps with your training. I'm going to have additional videos that are going to show you exactly how to condition these behaviors in the dog, and you'll be able to have your dog off leash like this with some practice, actually a lot of practice, very soon. All right, take care. Let's go on to the next. Thank you. He's like the actor that doesn't want to come out of his trailer.